Your operations are the heartbeat to your business. I created this podcast to help you balance your childlike innovation with parent-like efficiency. Welcome to Daily Ops Boost. Yo, what's up, team? Welcome to the very first episode of Daily Ops Boost. I'm really excited that you guys are tuning in. And if you are a chief operating officer, if you're a CEO, a business owner, a founder, a chief marketing officer, wherever you're tuning in from, I think that you're going to be able to pull certain aspects of this podcast each and every day that will allow you to grow your knowledge base. And the whole idea of this podcast is that it is going to be compact, right? So it's not going to be this 30-minute, this hour-long podcast. We're talking anywhere from 5 to 7, 10 minutes at max type of podcast, that it's short, concise, it's impactful, it's going to be full of great information, but the idea is that it hits you every single day, so you have these opportunities to grow just a little bit every single day. So that's what I want to keep the podcast to. That's what I promise to deliver to you guys. One is going to be, of course, value, but also something that is put in front of you on a daily cadence, so you guys have the opportunity to grow, to get insightful information from someone that has done it before and is currently building in the space that you're currently building. So whether you're an agency owner or just a business owner in general, I think this podcast is going to bring a lot of value to you as you continue to listen, as we continue to grow together, right? Because this is a first podcast that I'm actually ever leading. I'm a part of another podcast currently called Agency Algorithm, where we interview agency owners and founders that are building incredible things. So if you guys are looking for more of a long format, you should go check out that podcast because it absolutely rocks. I do it with my partner, Nick Shackelford, and let me tell you, that podcast is incredible. But for this podcast, we're keeping it short, concise. We're going to make it impactful. So hopefully you guys will tune in for the long term. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast. You can find this podcast on pretty much any platform, whether it is going to be Spotify, YouTube. If you're wanting to watch and see what I look like, you can watch it on YouTube because we're doing the video version as well. And if you're tuning on any of these, please subscribe to the channel. That way you guys can get your daily ops boost on a regular basis and you guys don't miss out on any episodes. So without further ado, let's launch into our first topic, our first episode, which is going to be the redefining of operations. And this is something that's kind of been top of mind for me because as an operator, I feel like operations don't really get the light that it really deserves or the understanding that it really deserves. And so the idea of operations is right now, a lot of times as it's perceived in the public eye is, well, it's fulfillment and it's standard operating procedures around our fulfillment processes, right? And don't get me wrong, like that's part of it, right? That's a very important part of what operations actually is, but it's not necessarily the only thing. There's a lot that goes into operations, and operations is cohesive. And when we look at the lanes of a business and, specifically like an agency or a service-based business in general, you really can break it down into 5 simple lanes, which is lead generation, sales, fulfillment, HR, and finance. That's kind of what it breaks down into. And as a chief operating officer or someone that leads operations, or if you want to look at operations as a whole, it covers all 5 of those lanes. And as an operator, you need to be able to say, how does lead generation plug into sales? And then how does sales plug into fulfillment? And fulfillment into HR, right? So there's a lot of different aspects to the business that need to cohesively work together in tandem with one another. And the idea of operations is that we build efficiencies and that we bring more profits to the bottom line each month. And we have the capacity to bring in more clients, more customers, right? And that's the idea of operations. It's not just like one segmented area of like, yeah, we're just designing SOPs, right? That's part of it. It's a very important part. But that's not the only thing that happens. We need to be able to translate data. We need to be able to say, this is how we scale appropriately without breaking fulfillment. We can bring on a certain amount of clients on a regular cadence. We need to hire a certain amount of team, these types of team members. This is what we're allowed to spend on new teammates coming through the door. And so we have to have a good grasp of data from financial pieces. We need to have a good grasp of what fulfillment looks like, what our lead generation looks like, what our sales conversions look like, right? So there's a lot of moving parts, and that's the idea of this podcast, is to uncover how to cohesively work your business into a place of not just a one lane operation where it's like, hey, your operations manager, or maybe your COO, or maybe you're a CEO and you're leading operations, and you feel like it's only focused on one track, right? The idea of this podcast is how do we link them all together to work as one unit and not as a segmented lane, right? And so that's the point that I want to get across today. And once again, these are going to be short, impactful episodes. So if you guys are wanting to hear something, feel free to shoot me topic ideas or questions that you might have, because we might hit on those in episodes, because this is going to be coming out on a daily basis. But that's the redefinition of operations that I want you guys to understand coming into this, is that it's not just a single lane of the operation that we're focused on. We are focused on the entire operation, right? The entire business as a whole, and how to make it the most efficient, the most profitable, and the ability to fulfill on clients' needs and your team's needs all at the same time. And that's what Daily Ops Boost is about. And I'm excited for you guys to continue listening, and we will see you on the next episode. Subscribe so you don't freaking miss it, baby. It's going to be legendary. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. Thank you so much for listening to Daily Ops Boost. We really appreciate your attention on this podcast. Go follow me over on Instagram. We post a ton of video content over there that is going to be valuable to your agency operations. So head over there, go follow me. It'll take 2 seconds. Appreciate you.